That's why when you look in the mirror, you think, ooh, who's that baddie? Period 8 devoured. But when the camera opens, you're like, who the hell is that? Have you ever looked at the photos of yourself and thought, why do I look like this? Or you open your front camera by accident, then your confidence just drops 80%. Let's be honest, how many times have you cancelled a plan, avoided posting a picture, or compared yourself to someone popular online and wish to yourself, I wish I looked like her? But what if I told you, you are actually prettier than you think? Not in a fake motivational way, but I mean scientifically, psychologically, and realistically. Oh, there's an airplane. Yes, that's right. Today I want to talk about how is your brain lying to you about your own beauty. Now let's start with something really simple. You see yourself every day, right? On a daily basis, in the mirror, in the reflection, in your camera. And because you see yourself so often, you start to look at the tiny flaws that literally no one else notices. Like the tiny bump on your nose, the asymmetry of your lips. Here's the thing, other people do not analyze you as the way you analyze yourself. When they see you, they see a whole picture. They notice the way you smile. They focus on your brightened eyes when you talk about the thing you love. They see and they feel your energy. But in contrast, when you look at yourself, you zoom in, you crop the tiny little flaws, and you criticize. The problem is that you just don't see yourself as the way the world sees you. And now you might think that why nobody else focuses on these tiny little flaws? Like, it's obvious to you. Why it isn't obvious to them? Because each of us is busy focusing on ourselves. I think about myself 24/7, and maybe so do you. We are already so occupied thinking about ourselves. So please, I promise you that the world will never see you as the way you see yourself. Now let's talk about social medias. I think that is the never-ending battle, because on social medias we always look at other people at their best angles, the best lighting, the best makeup, filter, and then we compared that to ourselves in bad lighting after a long day with no makeup on, holding our phone too low. That's not fair. That's really unfair, because you are comparing to the unfiltered version of yourself, like the behind the scenes, to someone else highlight reel, to someone else most curated version. When you do that to yourself, you are going to think that you look worse than them. And hear me out. Even the girls that you think are perfect, they might take 100 photos just to post one. Just to post that one photo that you think is unintentional. You might think that these photos are unintentional, unfiltered, some random moments of their life, but maybe it's not. Maybe they have edited, they tried to pose, they control the frame and everything. Don't believe anything on social media, because people just want you to see what they want you to see, right? Even for me, that's true, because I just post, the unfiltered version of me on my close friends story. Okay, now let's get technical for a moment. Let's together we admit that the phone cameras actually distort our face, especially the front cameras. it actually slightly, widens our features, changes the proportion, and flattens the depth of our facial structure. That's why when you look in the mirror, you think, ooh, who's that baddie? Period 8 devoured. But when the camera opens, you're like, who the hell is that? Yeah, that's right. It's not you, it's the lens. In real life, people do not see you in a frozen frame. In real life, people see you in 3D, in motion, with expressions, with depth, not like frozen in that awkward frame like that. Your brain is trained to find problems. It's not trained to appreciate beauty. You are actually prettier than you think. I'm not trying to make you feel better about yourself, but that's the fact, because you will never can't see yourself objectively. So next time, if you start looking at a photo of yourself and start criticizing, please pause and ask yourself, what if I'm wrong about myself? Because maybe, just maybe, okay, the version that people think of you might be softer, warmer, more beautiful than the version that you have been judging. And that's the real you. Okay, now I'm about to go to work, so bye. See you in the next video. Thank you for watching to the end, and I will come back with more in the future. Have a nice day.